Hi 2D class, welcome to Project 8. This is pretty cool. How can you take a circle and cut it into 4 pieces and create very interesting designs that are many different designs just by a certain arrangement of the 4 elements. I'm on the syllabus here. Don't know if I can move this window over. Good. And notice this is Project 8, the quarter circle. And what we're doing is taking a circle that's easy to create in Photoshop or GIMP or whatever you're working in, and we're going to copy 1/4 of the circle, paste it down so we have 4 separate tiles. And then what ends up happening is we're going to swap some tiles around. It's just a little puzzle game here. And then using this as a module, create some interesting designs. I've listed some possible combinations here on the sheet. Starting with the upper left, there's your circle, and if you say A is a arc that's in this direction and B is in that direction, C going around clockwise, and then D. Notice that another arrangement could be A, B, C, D this way, where we swap these, or how about A, C, B, D, or going around clockwise, etc. You can just see. So any one of these elements is going to be a module, and then we're going to repeat it horizontally and vertically in order to come up with our new design. And we're going to play with fills with color and some other interesting possibilities here. So back to Photoshop. And OK. So as always, File, New. And in this case, I'm going to start out with 4 by 4 inches. Good, 4 by 4 at 72. I'm going to go to color this time, just to add another twist to things. And I'll say OK to that. Great. I want to set up my grid here. It makes it a little easier, although notice that I have my rulers out here. In Photoshop, Control R hides and the rulers, Control R pulls the rulers out. And GIMP, you can also show rulers and hide rulers. So if I were to set the center of my circle to exactly 2 inches horizontally and vertically, and let me get the circle here. So I'm going to go to 2 inches and 2 inches, like that. And hold down Shift and Alt and drag diagonally. I'm going to end up right to the edge with a perfect circle. Okay, I can nudge that a couple of pixels. And I want to fill this with a stroke on the inside here. So Edit, Stroke, Inside, 3 pixels. Oh, let's go for 4. And with black, and say OK to that. OK, good. Deselect, Control D. Sometimes it's easier, though, to set up your grid. So if I say View, Show, Grid, notice that I just happen to have my grid set up correctly. It's set up for every inch, but yours may not be, so you have to go into Edit and Preferences, which is just off the page here for you, and Guides, Grids, and Slices, and that gives me a little dialog box, and then you would set up a guideline every inch, OK, and it's defaulting to 4 subdivisions. Say OK to that. So this grid allows me to select more accurately the quarter circle, or to have drawn the original circle. So here's a rectangle marquee tool, clicking and dragging right out to the edge. Copy this, Control C, Control V, 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 V. Okay, just to show you in the layers palette, I have 4 separate layers. I should have, yeah. There's the background layer, which we actually don't need at this point. So I'm going to call it 0. I'm going to trash it for now, and hide my layers palette to get out of the way. You can see I have 4 layers of quarter circles though. Take the Move tool, I have Auto Select selected on, and move these guys. I'm going to have View Snap turn back on, That way my units will snap right where I want them. So here's actually a possible combination. Just taking the circle, this quarter, and just repeating it this way. If I wanted to do other designs though, it's easy enough to just take this, let's say right one, and flip it. Edit, transform, flip horizontal, like so. And let's see, how about if I take this bottom left one and flip it, edit, transform, flip horizontal, like so. Okay. I'm going to nudge these just a little bit so they align better. Okay, and that's looking good. So layer, flatten image. I have a module now, and see what this will give me. And what I want to do is repeat this 4 times to the right and 4 times down and see what happens. I have no idea. So here we go. If I need 4 more units, I need to make my canvas bigger. So that's image, canvas size. So I'm going to go to percent and go 400%. And anchor it in the upper left here. And zoom out. Good. Actually, before I'm sorry, edit. Well, alright, I'll leave it that way. I was going to say before I made the canvas bigger, had I copied that full cell, then I'd be good to go right now. I'm going to use this technique though of using the wand here. Select similar. Okay, now copy it and then paste. Kind of zoom pretty far out here. And sometimes it can be a little tricky to grab what you need when it's so zoomed out. In that case, what I can do, Control V, another one. Sorry about the incoming mail ding-dongs there. So this is going to end up being just a straight scallop, which will be kind of fun. Control V. Move it over. Make sure I grab the black line here and move that up. Good. So now layer flatten again. Layer, flatten image. Wand on the black again. Select similar. Copy this, Control C, Control V, and move it down here. Control V, move it down. Staying zoomed in a little bit just so I can handle these a little easier. And that's it. Okay. I'm going to take the grid away so you can see things better. View, show, grid, take that off. Good. Now if I've done things correctly, let's see, layer, flatten image. Save this straight example, but why not start playing with some color fills? We can break out a little bit, say some crazy magenta here. And I'm going to take the bucket and see how it goes here. Aha! Guess why that happened? When you do color fills this way, I poured it into this cell here, but I have a little hole through that someplace. Control Z that, and hold on a second. Layer, flatten image. Okay, Control Z. Good. I have to zoom in to show you what's going on here. You see this little hole right here? If I were to fill that, the magenta just slides right through that hole here. So it's kind of important to start out with a cleaner example of the circle where you don't have any holes. If I wanted to go through and fix this so I don't have the color spilling through. I can just take a brush, for instance, or a pencil tool. Oops, let's see, left bracket, tiny little brush in here, and just put black in the foreground and fill in the hole here. And let's see, I'll just go around to make sure that's okay there. Here's another spot. I'm holding down the space bar in order to get the hand tool to drag around the image like this. Okay, so I'll zoom out a little bit. Now if I were to fill that cell with that magenta color, it should be okay. Right, see that? Now here's another interesting variation for some fun. If I were to select this purple with the wand, copy it, Control C, and paste it onto its own layer. Let me get you the layer palette here. Okay, so it's pasted onto its own layer. There's something called layer effects, see the FX button here. And bevel and emboss will make it three-dimensional looking. And I have a dialog box that opens up here, so I can change how big it is, like that, how deep it is, and it's kind of a cool effect here. I'm going to close the layer so you can see that. So you can fill diagonally or other interesting, make a pattern of color and then copy various cells and emboss them like that, and just for some fun to see what you think. I'm going to end it right there, and have fun with this, and let me know if you have any issues or trouble. Take care.